I've been doing YouTube now for 10 months, but if I was starting today from scratch, there's 5 things that I would change. And in this video, I'm going to tell you what those things are. In the 10 months that I've been making YouTube videos, I've published 72 videos and I've amassed just over 500 subscribers. But these 5 things are the things I wish I had known from the start, which would have made the first 10 months that little bit easier. When I first started researching about YouTube, all the messages that I heard were to be consistent. And what I took from that was that you had to basically publish a video at the same time on the same day every time that you were publishing a video. So it could be every Thursday at 6 p.m. But I soon realized that having this kind of strict schedule was just putting myself under needless pressure. I already had lots of pressures from my day job, and I decided that I didn't need that additional pressure. And what I actually learned was that by being consistent, it actually meant about the topic that you're speaking about, sticking to your niche. And yeah, sure, you might want to try and publish one video every week, but it doesn't have to be at the same time on the same day for YouTube to push that video further, which is what I thought was the case when I first started. So by taking that pressure off myself of saying I have to have a video ready to publish at a set time on a set day, it kind of took the pressure off and it kind of put the fun back into it. And now, I typically try and get one video out per week, but I'm not really precious about when I publish it for. If you are interested in when is the best time to publish a video, you can actually look in the YouTube studio, and if you look under audience, it actually tells you what are the kind of key times that the bulk of your audience or your subscribers are typically on the YouTube platform. So that can be a good time to publish a video. But I don't, hold myself to publishing, a set time on a set day every week now. Okay, the second thing I would change is to not stress out about thumbnails too much. Now, I know people will tell you that thumbnails are important, and they are, but let me just explain what I mean. So when I started, I tried all sorts of different approaches to thumbnails. I thought that they needed to jump off the page to people, and while that is technically true, I was trying all sorts of things. I went with like really bold colors, backgrounds, with me on the thumbnail. I went and tried AI thumbnails. I had myself in a Formula One suit and all types of things. But what I actually found was that the most effective thumbnails were actually just still images from my videos. Just a single frame from the video, whatever setting it could be in. It could be in the woods, it could be in a field, and they actually perform better. And I realized it wasn't the actual image that meant it performed better. It was the text within the thumbnail and the text within the title of the video that was really driving people to click on it. It wasn't the actual image itself. Now, people might argue against that and say that's bad advice. I'm not here to tell you if that's right or wrong, but I think that it's ultimately the text that is going to get people to click on your video. Sure, something that's quite bold or quite outrageous in terms of an image might get people to stop and actually pay attention, but the decision on whether they're going to click is ultimately made by the text that's on the thumbnail and the text that's in your title. So I have just, I just take really a single image from the video now. I put what I think is going to be enticing text into the title and the thumbnail text that is hopefully going to generate the click. And actually my click-through rates are way better with the images that are just taken from the video. And I think it's just because they come across more authentic and people like that. So the third thing I would change is to basically not make videos about things that I'm not qualified to talk about. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, this channel is all about growing on YouTube, and I thought to be in that niche, I had to make videos that told people how to get more views or how to get more subscribers, when the truth was I didn't have a huge amount of views or subscribers when I first started out. So if you think of it from an outsider's point of view and they're looking for information or advice on how to get more views, they're not going to click on the video of someone who doesn't have many subscribers or whose most popular video has under 500 views. And that was me at the time. And, it took me to pivot in order to realize that actually, if I just talk about my own experiences on growing on YouTube rather than trying to teach people how to grow on YouTube, then those videos will perform better, and they did. And it took me a while to realize that. So I spent a lot of time on videos that really I shouldn't have been making. So if I was starting again, I would know my lane. I would know or ask myself, what am I qualified to talk about on this channel versus what am I not qualified to talk about, and make sure I made videos on that. Okay, the fourth thing I would change is I would throw myself into the community of YouTube far sooner than what I did. So I've subscribed to a channel called Rob the Maritimer, which, if you're interested in YouTube growth, you most likely have heard of. He does lives every Tuesday, and when I first started and I wasn't getting many views, I wasn't getting many comments, if any comments on my videos, it felt like a really lonely place to be creating YouTube videos and being a new or small channel. And, it felt quite isolating. You kind of think that I must be the only YouTube channel out there that's going through this kind of pain. And when I joined his live for the first time, and he regularly gets over 200 people joining his lives, and it's full of people like me that are small channels looking to learn about how to grow their YouTube channel. And the great thing about that is that first of all, you realize it isn't just you, and that you are making the same mistakes as other people, that you're just human. You're learning from a great person in Rob, but you're also learning from the experiences of other people that are trying to do the same thing as you. So yeah, if I'd known about that community element of YouTube that exists sooner, then I would have thrown myself into it right from the beginning. So, if you're starting a channel, or if you've just recently started a channel, I would really urge you to, find someone in the YouTube growth space who does lives regularly. And as I said, I would recommend Rob, and I'll link his channel in the description of this video. Because you'll soon realize that there's lots of other people that you can lean on. And I've made friendships that exist beyond the YouTube platform now from his lives. And honestly, if I'd been doing it all on my own this whole time, I don't know if I would have got to this point. I might have thrown in the towel. So having other people to share the small wins with, and to pick you up when you feel a bit down, because it does happen on YouTube. You have good days and bad days. Then it's definitely worth keeping in mind, and it's something that I would have done from day one had I known. Okay, so the fifth thing that I would change if I was starting a YouTube channel from scratch today is I would not obsess over the numbers right from the get-go. When you start, you're excited because you want to get your videos out there, you want to get views, you want to grow your channel, get more subscribers. And the truth is that it is, for most of us anyway, it's pretty slow going. And I spent a lot of time in the YouTube Studio app, refreshing constantly, looking to see if I had new subscribers, if I had more views, new comments. And, I would get despondent in the early days when there wasn't much traction, when I wasn't getting much engagement on those videos. Because as we know, we put a lot of effort into those videos. But the truth of the matter is that, with the benefit of hindsight now, 10 months in, and with, 72 videos, 500 subscribers, that comes with time. The numbers do start to creep up. They might not shoot up drastically, but, for me, it's been slow and steady. But, I'm seeing the reward of it now. And I think had I been starting again and had the benefit of this hindsight that I've got now, I would know to not focus on the numbers too greatly, and instead just actually focus on making good videos. Making videos that I know that my ideal viewer wants to see. And once you do that, then you will find that the numbers come eventually. Okay, so those are the 5 things I would change if I was starting a channel from scratch today. So if you're a new channel, or if you're thinking about starting, hopefully that information will stand you in good stead and will help you get the head start that I maybe didn't have when I started 10 months ago. Meanwhile, I'm going to leave you a link to this video where I talk about the fear of actually creating on YouTube. I'll see you over there.